Alright then. Welcome back to another day of terrible East Asian borders. Okay. MEIOU and taxes. My Japan campaign. Oh, the Commonwealth formed and I look for unions too. Decentralized vassals. Well, at least form. It's got pretty good borders while doing so. Must admit. Although I do wish they would accept Prussian culture on the other hand. They've already accepted Lithuanian, Ruthenian. Is that it? The Baltic German. Anyway, let's get on with the actual game again. I am going to soon tech up a lot and also complete the missions involved with controlling Japan so that I can get a lot of points at once. That way I can, I guess, abuse the fact that the neighbor bonuses don't only recalculate every month, not every time someone buys tech. Also, I am actually reducing corruption by spending gold. I'm only doing this to get it down faster. It was a lot higher up. I'm just going to bring it down to the resting point and not even try to bring it down any lower. The EU and Indumi have... Huh. Yeah, it looks like the neighboring cities are working towards getting that done, so... I'm just going to continue to get important forts upgraded. Probably would make sense to actually upgrade the... Oh, I don't have enough power to power, okay. Earth power. Seriously? It's gonna leave me less than 2/10 of a ducat. I better make sure my heir has a strong claim to the throne, so... Additionally, well, I just hope the heir has a good personality trait. That would certainly be positive. That's just as bad as cruel. Well, at least it no longer uses stability penalty. And not nearly as much unrest. Same amount, so it replaces worse stability and increased... So, instead of taking longer to gain stability, it has reduced improved relations, and the national unrest isn't nearly as bad. Yeah, it would actually be great to have that for Riemann. The problem is... Yeah, okay, so I can't attract artisans. Intellectual data. Art power 3.828. Okay. Yeah, if I want to get that next level university, I probably should invest into art power. Notwithstanding the fact that I should already invest into goods production here. Yes, I definitely could use a better goods production building. Although that would take time. Because it already costs almost 1,000 ducats to grab that. I could also build a bank here. Yeah, it looks like it would be best put Erdema. What, it costs 4,000 over here if I wanted to try building in Kyoto? What exactly is the construction? Dev level A, capital rank 1. And how many ducats of urban infrastructure? Like, you're being annoying. 17,000 ducats. Wow, okay. There really isn't much more you can do in this city. At this point, I would say definitely start investing elsewhere. Although I figure it's mainly just this. This right here is what's causing most of the cost. Oh, hey. Sure, I've got depot slots open. Let's see here, is there anyone that I can divert trade on without issues? Nope. You know, the vassal's actually declaring independence wouldn't be that bad. I can go ahead and just declare war on them and annex them. Although I think there would actually be a... Well, there might be a truce, which might make things difficult because it's likely that Korea would try to find a way to intervene. And they do seem to be a bit busy on their own, dealing with the regency. I'm also not worried about running out of room for power since I can store 2,700. I think the base amounts of storage has increased from the 1,000 in the base game to 1,500 here in M2 because my institution penalty is currently 65%, unless it's changed, and I haven't checked. Which could certainly be the case. I just remember 65% is the most recent value. Yep, 65%. 30 new institutions. I've already maxed that one out, and Globalized Trade is not here yet. Years lease 16. Oh. Okay, province owner, Diplotech at least 29. If at least 2, all active trade nodes. Hosokawa has a merchant. In the Koreas. Okay, so I have to have 2 trade nodes where they're not on the same continent. And I have to have at least 2 colonies, or 1 colony and a trade company. I'll actually have a colony soon, so... Okay, I'm starting to become a little bit desperate for something specific, so I'll let them finish exploring this tile. Oh, goal-oriented. Move you down here. Please take the fastest route. And then I'll let them explore again. That way they're more likely to explore inside the Mexico node and probably find the location of the trade node. This goes to Hudson and Mississippi. This goes to Mexico, however that's overseas. I have no idea where that is. Please give me more admin points. I'm going to be as many as I can get my hands on. I'm gonna need to please the greater nobles again. I guess the unwrecked. Wrecked Western ship. A ship from the Netherlands has reached our shores after a long and arduous voyage via what the crew calls the Straits of Magellan. De Liefde is apparently the only ship remaining out of a group of 5 and is crewed by only 24 sick and dying men out of an original crew of over 100. Its rich cargo of Western curiosities and military equipment fared far better than its crew. It should be worth quite a bit. What is more, one of the survivors, a navigator called William Adams, insisted that he be brought before our king. Loses stability, but I get 10 minus 2% cost. That's a difficult choice. On the other hand, as soon as I do that, I offer favor. So what that means is that at the end of the year, I'll get the stat point back and be back to normal, and also get a minus 10%. So all these decks are going to be just 40 points cheaper. And they're already pretty expensive at 600. 637, 708. So around 700 cost for the techs themselves. Or I can just get the 50 stat points and get... Yeah. Fine. I'll do this. Oh no, not again. It will only be a few months though. Thankfully. I wonder if I can accept Taiwanese culture yet. Since that's going to be a long-term colony of mine. Nope, still only 19 dev. Okay. It's going to need a bit more economic development before I can manage. There we go, that should let it actually grow for a bit more. Oh no. How terrible. See, what did I say? We still have 50 points. Centralizing a bit more will reduce tech costs as well. Not by much, but it probably would be in my best interest to raise it a little bit more again. So I need 65 to... No, absolutely just only 60. Okay. I'll gain a little bit less stability, but it's not by a lot anyway already, so... Suwao gets recent rural development. That is, there it is. Huh. Probably should get a craftsman district out. I mean, it's got luxury goods, so... Yeah, it's an urban population. It's massive, so... They're just peasants, what do I care? Okay. Fish, lovely. Keep drilling. Yeah, I've completed this mission, which gets me 500 in every one. And this one as well, which gets me 1,000 in every one. Let's conquer Korea and then invade Manchuria. Which doesn't give me nearly as much. So it gives me claims on the region that I have to conquer. Well, at least for Korea. For Manchuria, it's not quite as obvious, but because you only need 10 of those provinces. More or less, I just need to fully annex what Korea owns, and that would be enough. Good. Okay. I'm gonna wait a little bit. Okay, so stab is now harder to get. Average tradition decay is reduced. I get an extra advisor. Tech cost is now minus 10%. Idea cost is now minus 5%. The resting point for autonomy is plus 0.075%, and the global institution spread plus 50%. I just hope the resting point for autonomy isn't going to cause any issues anywhere important. It's not me. I also want to wait for corruption to get down to its resting point again, and then I can tech up a bunch of times. Who knows, maybe Korea will grab yet another technology and make it even cheaper for me to jump so far ahead. Probably also have to deal with new idea groups. It's every 4... Isn't it? New idea group every 4 techs? Yep. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to jump 3 techs. Well, actually, yes. I should be able to. Now the tech cost is below 600. I might actually be able to jump to parity with Europe. Though, of course, this will only be temporary because I'm using a massive boost. And parity would be at 30. Okay, I probably could manage that with diplomatic or military? Maybe military? The Grand Shrine Nice. I don't want to burn any admin points for a tiny amount of prestige and legitimacy. Doesn't seem worth it. Oh. Price of wheat and wine. Huh. I do rice, corn, and fish. Oh, rice, maize, and fish. Key and woo. Woohoo. Natives, Wapo. Oh yeah, I probably should. Well, then again, it's probably too late at this point. 1602 in 1st of April. 28 months. Nope. I can build a marketplace here, though. Yep. The colonial nations will not respect colonial boundaries. What happened to mines? Personal union with Rothenburg. They reformed into a principality. What? But they're a bishopric. An archbishopric, supposedly. Quite a few silver mines, huh? I'm sure that earns them a lot of money. Or at least the provinces. Since their capital's in 10 only. I'm sure these provinces are distant enough so that they have quite a bit of autonomy. Yep. Terrible communication. You need to start putting roads together, otherwise you're not going to earn any of that money. You're just going to go straight to, say, the tribals. Yes! Is that banking? Yes, it is. Banking has finally arrived to East Asia. There's also the Renaissance here. There's casual literacy. Casual literacy has started spreading to Georgia. Huh. Well, this is a regional center, so it's probably going to move it to the it's probably going to be able to spread to the adjacent subcontinent, as well as the regional arts and intellectual center over here, or the continental is. There's a regional up here. Local. A lot of local ones, but I'm not seeing a continental. Definitely a regional one there, though. Perhaps there can only be one regional one in each region? I don't know what this one is. Definitely not for a regional yet. Here it is. These provinces are getting it because they have centers of trade. And they simply because they just happen to be adjacent. Or, well, nearby. Well, okay, never mind. Renaissance is beginning to spread into India as well. Hopefully, eventually, it will spread around so that it gets to the point where I can actually start getting the thing back. Have I found the trade node yet? No, from the... Wow, okay, this is chaotic. From what I can see, it's probably around here. At least walking around in areas that are actually under direct control by a native nation, I don't have to deal with all the random native armies that have a chance of spawning. Bureaucrat. Okay, need more Diplo points. Found it. Okay, they don't actually have an antenna, they can. I finally know where the trade node is. Since someone's actually already transferring power, Castile and English Cuba. Great, English Cuba. I'm going to have to send someone myself. I would actually move away from this guy. I'll get the guy in Huanghe base. And then I'll have the requirements fulfilled for... Yes, I should have the requirements fulfilled for globalized trade. Well, okay, maybe not all of them. I think I have to also get the colony up. Hopefully it doesn't appear next year, that would be really annoying. If it manages to appear over here in Japan, that would be great. Because I'm not sure how it spreads, because I've never been this far into a game of M&T. It is entirely possible that it spreads just like the other institutions, which it slowly spreads out from its point of origin without any sort of chance of reinvention elsewhere. They don't have a reinvention. They do really want to have a reinvention system in M&T because it just makes sense. However, they could never really balance it properly. It's almost certainly going to be in 3.0 though, which is great. It will make it so that meritocracy can actually reach Europe. And it will make East Asia a good bit more playable. And it will also make, and Africa especially so. Rothenburg just lost the electorship. I wonder who's next. At least legitimacy is improving rapidly. I definitely need that. Controversial religious... At least they're not obviously hostile. That's the only thing worse than controversial. Sounds like a bad idea. I don't care what they think of me as long as it gets me more points. When core construction is complete, the new colony will form. Or at least it should. I thought it would, but I guess not. Maybe it takes more. Maybe I need to wait a month. It could be a monthly thing. Especially since colonies are completed at the start of each month. Yep. And to continue the string of references. What was it? Yeah, it's gonna need a little bit just. Nice, that bureaucrat is pretty good. That's the Andean node. Right? Yep. Pacific comes in and it goes to Cartagena. I will also admit that quite a few of the trade nodes aren't really that adjusted. I mean, it makes sense. The ones that you have in base game are pretty much about as good as you can get, while still holding the trade node system. Which is actually pretty good for illustrating how Europe ended up dealing with trade. However, for less historical situations where Europe doesn't dominate, which actually is what happens in quite a few games, the trade node system sort of breaks down. For example, it's a little bit weird that China will get no benefit from conquering Vietnam in trade. None at all. Nope. Nope. I'm just trying to see if I can do something about the famine, because it's been here for ages. And it's just sitting there generating unrest. Nope, still 19. Colonial Japan. State construction. Farming efficiency bust. Huh. You have nothing better to do with your money? More diplomatic points. Okay, the colony of Wapo is done, so I can keep calling it. I didn't click far enough. just keep colonizing. Also support the colonies with infrastructure. Good, it's put its capital here. That's the best spot for it to put its capital. Martial law CE pending. 15 days. 9 days. Which province is more valuable? This one. Please no hymns. I get tired of hymns. Much better. Yeah, I don't have the tech level requirement. Yeah, I think I'll just tech up now. It would make sense to, so. 26, 30, 30. Okay. Realist politics. Gymnasium schools. This doesn't give anything. Established charity schools, huh? Monastic schools will be removed. Do we even have monastic schools? I don't know. I'll just activate this. I'm going to need to fill that up with the new idea group. Let's grab as many of these texts as I can manage. Oh, that's a bit disappointing. 100 bullets, Frankish engines. Okay, that is an interesting name. Well, fire is... apparently still going to take a while to improve, but it's still high enough that I would like to have at least a couple pips. Let's get Nugar. That seems like a very interesting set of pips. I wonder, is that two separate modifiers? Nope, it's the same one. I guess I get reduced benefit from the modifier itself, but I get more text. And I'm now finally ahead of time again. And I can finally state this. Amazing. Flying dragon guns. that's not what I was looking for. I'm looking to reduce that. Okay. I already diverted trade from you, but I'm not diverting trade from you. Okay. I also want to check and see. I fulfill all the requirements. So it is entirely. So it will pop up in one of my centers of trade. Or, well, okay, better put, it is very likely to pop up in one of my centers of trade. Could also pop up elsewhere, but they would need Diplotech 29, which the only colonizer that has that is England. And, well, I'm aware of one colonial nation they have. I'm aware of the others. They have English Cuba, that's it. They do have trade companies, but I'm not sure. Portuguese Colombia. What? And I guess the better flag is only for the flag itself, not the tiny icon and tooltips. Naval. Leadership and naval quality. Oh, Grand Fleet. Logistics actually looks a lot better than it used to. Going to have to pick one of these idea groups though. Oh, innovative ideas. Those are open now? Let me see what they do. Nothing involving tech costs, which is... oh, there it is. Urban production skill plus 25%. And a national tax modifier, which is also fun. And culture ideas is still supposed to be incredibly good, right? Well, the only good thing about it at the moment is that it seems to be using triple points. Okay, let's focus diplo points and... yeah. Start getting one of the other known to be broken idea groups, culture ideas. It's actually quite strong. I have to admit, for China, most of it actually isn't that bad. Well, except for a couple of things. This little thing here in Tang, it makes it look like a lake. Liang is absolutely awful looking, though. First off, the name just... Names are not supposed to look like that. That's when you can tell that the name generator has started to give up. In Tianwan, it's almost giving up. It's not all the way gone. Liang, though, no. Additionally, look at these borders. They're disgusting. How's the... Okay. Sense to build a warehouse here. There we are. Besides, I'm now earning 85 ducats per month, which is more than I've had before, despite the fact that I'm also spending a lot more money on education. I think it helps that I'm also the, well, shogun now, and all my vassals give me a portion of the income. 10 ducats per month from all subjects. What's this button? For centuries, leading scholars in Osakawa had focused on studying Chinese Buddhist and Confucian texts. By 1603, some scholars were more interested in reviving study of the Hosokawa classics from the country's golden age. This meant going back to ancient poetry and Shinto myths to find texts that could stand as examples for the generation. Gain prestige. Convert some of them to Shinto, or gain prestige and convert some of them to Confucian. Because I'll just take the prestige buff. Doesn't mean I've converted any of them, so... Anyway, what does this button do? Nope, 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 nope. I am not releasing one of my colonial subjects. That is not something I'm going to do. Oh, they're also colonizing their own. Of course they are, they should. They're supposed to colonize. It's also a bit weird how the trade node is divided up along here. That sounds like a bad idea. Since it will give me more admin points. Yes. I'm also now finally like green again on the tech map mode. I'm getting innovativeness. Slowly for sure, but it's present. I am definitely doing this one. This is a lot of ducats, and it'll give me prestige and legitimacy. Second of which is quite needed in order to make sure the Civil War does not happen. So as soon as something goes bad, it's going to start ticking up more. It's 100. It's already almost halfway there to finish. Of course, I'll put efforts into building up infrastructure for them. Let's get a hall there, and then I can build also a warehouse just to keep it growing faster. California can definitely afford to have a few cities. There's enough rural population there. There's enough room. Also, I think part of the reason why Kita-Kaigan isn't going well. There's two reasons why. There's a reason why it's going further south. A, this stuff is actually more valuable. B, can't go to Alaska. Okay, they can still do this one, but most of the stuff is pretty bad. And this stuff is, yes, bad. I can't even take care of this, so. Because of how many expansions of autonomy the lesser nobles have. That's always great. Should put some docks here. This is the location with the highest rural population, so it's also the best spot for building things up. Anyway. I'm gonna let the months pass over and stop here. This has been about an hour. I'll save the game. And I will see you again tomorrow. Until then.